Begin seated on your mat in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Let your eyes sink deeper into the sockets. Close your mouth, but part your teeth. Begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And as you inhale, feel the sensation of the air as it enters your nose. Follow the inhale as the air swirls in through the nose, into the throat, and fills up the lungs fully. With each inhale, feel your stomach expand. And with each exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears and feel the shoulder blades melt down the back, drawing your collarbones broad and feeling your heart open up. Let go of any expectations you have for yourself for the practice, and let whatever happens unfold naturally. Maintain the connection to your breath, and when thoughts come, just let them go without paying any attention to them. On the next inhale, quietly open the eyes. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, left arm forward, right arm back, slight twist. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, mini twist. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms come out in front, interlace the fingers. Round the upper back, drawing the chin towards the chest. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Arms are active and engaged. And as you inhale, open up the arms. Make the arms work as you push them back behind you. Interlace the fingers at the base of the back. Press the hands together. And lift the chest up. Heart lifts slightly, head lifts slightly. Little mini back bend. Breathing space and length over the front body. Release the pose. Bring the arms right in front of the knees and press the mat away from you, lowering the chin towards the chest, rounding the upper back. To stretch the wrists a bit, we'll come forward and turn the hands so the fingers are pointed towards the body. Then gently lean back and peel the hands off the mat. Move very slowly, always working within a pain-free range. On the next inhale, slide the hands forward, coming onto all fours. Wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in one line, knees directly underneath the hips. As you inhale, lift the head and tailbone, finding length in the front body. As you exhale, press the mat away from you, round the back, push evenly into the hands. Inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away from you, rounding the back, chin towards chest. Move with your breath and synchronize the breath and the movement. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round the back, chin towards chest. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, get long in the front body. And come back to the middle. From here, draw the right shoulder and right hip toward each other. It's not a very big movement, it's just to open up the side body. Come back to center and over to the left side, drawing left shoulder and left hip together. Just moving side to side here, warming up the side body for the practice. On the next inhale, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Fingers are spread. Bend the right knee deeply. And then, looking at your knees, draw the right knee in front of the left knee. You should feel a really good stretch in the hips here. Keep pressing evenly into the hands, scanning the body for any areas of tension, and bringing length with your breath to that area. Taking it over to the other side, left knee comes in front of right knee. And inhale, downward facing dog. Clarify your foundation, spread the fingers, push especially into the thumbs and first fingers to avoid wrist pain. The neck is long, no tension in the neck. On the next inhale, walk to the front of the mat. Take the feet hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows, and hang here in ragdoll. With each inhale, find length in the legs, and with each exhale, see if you can melt the stomach over the thighs. Feel free to bend the knees and intend to straighten, or stay where you are in stillness. Do whatever it is you need to do to have a good practice. On the next inhale, release the hands. Step back with the left leg. Follow it with the right leg, plank pose. Hips are in line with the body. Come onto the knees if you need to, or stay where you are in plank pose. Wherever you are, heart forward, lower down, onto your belly. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Exhale, melt forward. As you inhale, push back, child's pose. Head is resting on the mat. Press the armpits down towards the mat. As you inhale, round forward onto all fours. Exhale, curl the toes, lift, downward facing dog. Picture the body as an upside down letter V. Feet are hip distance. Thighs are engaged, kneecaps are lifted, inner thighs spinning up towards the sky. Inhale, right leg lifts. Look at the toes and make sure the right toes are pointed down to the ground. Exhale, step the right foot behind the left. You can bend your knees if you need to. It's the variation of downward facing dog. As you inhale, keeping the toes down towards the mat, lift the leg. Exhale, set it back down. Coming over to the other side, keep pushing evenly into the hands. And when you're ready, lift the left leg, toes are pointed down towards the ground so the hips are even. When you're ready, set the left foot behind the right. As you inhale, draw the left leg up towards the sky, toes pointed down towards the mat, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, filling up the lungs with as much air as you can, and step forward with the right foot. Left knee comes to the mat. Inhale, arms lift. Interlace the fingers, bring the hands to the base of the head. Pelvis comes forward for a stretch in the left hip flexor. And magnetize the knees, so imagine they're kind of attracted to each other and they're pulling towards one another. As you inhale, press into the right foot, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, and step back, plank pose. Heart comes forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, press only into the hands and the feet, the legs are lifted off the mat. Then roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Scanning the body just to see how it feels now that you've done one side. And when you're ready, pick the left leg up. Step the foot to the front of the mat, right knee on the mat. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Interlace the fingers, bring them to the base of the head. Send the hips forward. Chest is lifted, elbows away from the face. Release the hands, hands to the heart. Press into the feet, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Use the core, lift the left foot, step back, plank pose. Heart comes forward. Chaturanga. From here, come all the way down onto the mat, spider the fingers out to the sides. Use your back body muscles to lift yourself up off the mat. Exhale, melt forward. When you're ready, use your back body muscles to lift yourself up and look over your right shoulder. Use the hands like a straw, like a suction. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Look up over your left shoulder. Exhale, release. As you inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes. Kneecaps are lifted. Activate the core, push up. Downward facing dog. On the next inhale, come onto the toes. Bend the knees, look ahead, and quietly jump forward. Halfway lift, drawing the shoulder blades toward one another. Exhale, melt forward, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, come up with a flat back. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, shoulders down away from the ears. Activate the core. And on the next inhale, lift the right leg, toes pointed towards the sky. Try not to let them go out towards the right. Point the toes straight up. Try not to lean back. Bring the hands to the heart. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Cross the right foot over the left thigh and bring the heart forward, long back. The more forward you come, the more you'll feel it in the left hip. Keep pushing evenly into all four corners of the left foot and come to standing. As you inhale, push the right foot back behind you, upper body comes down, warrior three. Right toes pointed straight down towards the mat, hips are even. With control, lower down, high lunge. Arms come up overhead. Find your balance. And then come into warrior one. So the right foot is pressed down into the mat. Hips are facing forward. As you inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift the heart. Lift the head. Exhale. Chest comes forward. Arms up overhead. Press the hands together. Press the palms together. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Left knee is directly over the ankle or slightly behind. Push into the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, hands to come to the mat. Inhale, press all your weight into the left foot, lift the right leg, standing split. With each inhale, find length. And when you're ready to exit, bring the right foot down, let it hover. Use your core before setting it down. Forward fold. As you inhale, press the knees together, feet together. Lift the upper body, Utkatasana, chair pose. Long back, trying not to arch the back or round. Activate the core, squeeze the legs together. Look up at the thumbs if that feels okay for the neck. Inhale, Tadasana. On the next inhale, Lift the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Activate the core. Inhale, lift left leg, toes pointed straight up towards the sky. Try not to lean back. Find your balance. On the next inhale, bring the hands to the heart. Bend the left leg. Left foot is active. Bend the right leg. Cross the left foot over the right thigh. Long back. Bring the heart forward. The more forward you come, the more you'll feel it in your right hip. Check in with your breath. Maintain the connection to your breath. And as you inhale, come back to stand on the right foot and press the left leg back behind you, bringing the upper body down. Hips are even. Inner left thigh spins towards the sky, warrior 3. Press the hands together. With control, begin to bend the right leg and step back, high lunge. Arms come up overhead, right knee directly above the ankle or slightly behind. When you're ready, come into warrior 1 feet. So left foot is totally on the mat. Press especially into the outer edge of the left foot, hips are facing forward. As you inhale, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Lift the chest, lift the head. As you exhale, bring the upper body forward. Arms come up overhead, shoulders away from the ears. Right knee directly over the ankle, not in front. Continuing to push in the outer edge of the left foot. Breathing full, deep, powerful breaths. And as you inhale, lift up to release the pose. Arms come apart, come up overhead. Exhale, hands melt to the ground. Press all your weight into the right foot, lift the back leg, use your core, spread the toes. Activate the thighs. With each inhale, find length. And with each exhale, melt forward with the heart a little bit more. When you're ready to release, slowly bring the leg down and let the left foot hover. Use your core. And then place it down, forward fold. Feet together, knees together. As you inhale, lift the upper body, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet are together, knees are together, tailbone slightly tucked. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, melt forward, fingers in line with the toes, chin to shins. As you inhale, draw the shoulder blades toward each other, halfway lift. Hands can be on the shins if you're a beginner. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, plank pose. Bring the right hand to the center of the mat and roll onto the knife edge of the right foot. Left arm lifts, shoulder blades stacked. You can stack the feet if that feels okay. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can come into tree pose with your feet. So here you just want to make sure you're avoiding the knee joint if you decide to take this variation. On the next inhale, come down into the left forearm. Move very slowly and with control. Roll onto the knife edge of the left foot. Stack the feet if that feels okay. If you need to modify this, you can bring the knee down. If you want to take it a step further, you can come into tree pose here with the feet. Right arm is active and lifted. Make it strong so if someone tried to push the hand, it wouldn't move. On the next inhale, come down into the right forearm. Lift the left arm. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Stack the feet if that feels okay. Again, you can modify by bringing the knee down onto the mat or take it a step further by coming into tree pose with the feet. On the next inhale, bring the left hand down to the mat. Move with control, rolling onto the knife edge of the left foot. Lift the right arm. Hips are lifted. Push the mat away from you. Engage the core and modify or go a bit further as needed. On the next inhale, come into plank pose, hips in line with the body. As you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the toes, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Feet are hip distance apart. No tension in the neck. As you inhale, lift the right leg. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Spread the right toes. As you open up the hip, the right armpit will try to lift up. Try not to let that happen. Bring it in line with the left armpit. As you inhale, engage the core and slowly step the right foot to the front of the mat. As you inhale, windmill the arms up for warrior two. Try to make sure the left foot outer edge is parallel with the short edge of the yoga mat. Arms are strong, shoulder blades drawn toward each other. Right knee is directly over the ankle or slightly behind. As you inhale, lift the right arm, get long from the pelvis all the way up through the fingers. As you exhale, bring the upper body forward and bring the elbow to the right thigh. Try not to lean too much on it. Imagine it doesn't really matter if it's there or not. Left arm up overhead by the ear. Inhale, lift. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Inhale, use your core, step back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. On the next inhale, lift the left leg as high as you can, toes are spread. Bend the left knee and open up the hip. The left armpit will try to lift up. Don't let that happen. Try to bring it in line with the right armpit. On the next inhale, use your core to slowly step the left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, windmill the arms up. Try and be sure the outer edge of the right foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Left knee directly over the ankle or slightly behind. Broad collarbone, strong arms, full deep breath. Inhale, left arm lifts, look up. Get really long from the pelvis all the way up through the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the upper body forward. Left elbow on left thigh. Right arm up overhead, strong arm. Activate the fingers. Inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Press into the mat. Use your core, step back, plank pose. Slowly come all the way down to rest on your belly. As you inhale, peel the chest up off the mat using your back body muscles and melt forward. On the next inhale, bring the arms out in front of you. Intend to use your back body muscles rather than pushing yourself up. And lift the right arm and left leg. Toes are spread, fingers are spread. Get as long as you can. Exhale, release. Take a deep breath in and exhale. On the next inhale, we'll come to the other side. So lift the right leg and left arm. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Use your back body muscles. Breathe fully and deeply and release the pose when you're ready. Take a deep breath in and out. And the next time, we'll lift both legs, both arms. Go when you're ready. Use your back body muscles. Get as long as you can. And try to roll forward slightly so you're really on your belly. Exhale, release. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. On the next inhale, interlace the fingers behind the head. Pick the elbows up off the mat and slowly just peel the upper body up off the mat. It's kind of like a reverse crunch. You're using your back muscles. Move with your breath. Slow and controlled movements. As you exhale, release the pose. Bring the hands underneath the armpits. Push back, child's pose. As you inhale, feel your stomach against your thighs. And as you exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. As you inhale, come to sit on your shins. The knees are hip distance apart. Bring the hands to the top of your hips, fingers pointed down towards your feet. As you inhale, push the hips forward, lift the chest, look up if that feels okay for your neck, and breathe fully and deeply here. Shoulders down, away from your ears, and exhale, child's pose. It's really important to go straight into child's pose rather than hanging out, sitting up first. If you go straight into child's pose, it decreases your chance of getting really dizzy. You now have the option to do that same pose again, or you can come into full camel pose. To do that, begin on the shins, knees are hip distance apart, and then bring the hands to cup the heels of the feet, fingers pointed down towards the toes. Lift the chest, push the hips forward, let the head go if that feels okay for the neck. Breathe fully and deeply, shoulders away from the ears. And when you're ready, go directly into child's pose. Reach your arms out in front. Draw the armpits down towards the mat. Let your head rest. Be very heavy. This pose can be really intense for some people, so try not to overanalyze. Just let it go. As you inhale, round forward onto all fours, curl the toes, and lift up for downward facing dog. On the next inhale, begin to walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees if you need to, or be straight. From here, we're going to slide the hands underneath the feet, palms facing up, fingers pointed down towards the heels. You can bend the knees if you need to. And then from here, let the head go and begin to rock forward and backward. It feels kind of scary, but trust yourself. This is a balancing pose, and it's a nice little massage for the hands as well. The trick is you want to be sure that the toes are touching the wrists. On the next inhale, release the pose, tuck the tailbone, bend the knees, and roll all the way up to standing. Go slower than you want to go. On the next inhale, take a big step forward with the right foot and shuffle the foot out to the right a little bit. Hips are facing forward and hips are even. As you inhale, lift the arms overhead, press the hands together. Legs are straight, hips are even as the heart comes forward, bringing the hands down onto the mat. Draw the head towards the right leg. Draw your right hip back a little bit so the hips are totally flat. As you inhale, push into your feet. Use your back body muscles to lift yourself up and release the pose. Come to the other side. Take a big step forward with the left foot and then move it out to the left just a little bit. Inhale, arms up overhead. Engage the thighs. Hips are even as you come down. Hands come down to the mat. You might find that one side is easier or more difficult than the other. Try not to analyze, just let it go. Draw the left hip back so the hips are really even, and push into the outer edge of the right foot. As you inhale, press evenly into the feet. Use your back body muscles. Lift your arms up. Exhale, release the pose. From here, take a big step wide, and then pigeon toe your feet so the big toes are pointed in towards one another. Hands on the hips. Press the hips forward, lean back. As you inhale, come forward, bringing the hands in line with the feet. Elbows straight back behind you. With each inhale, follow the inhale from the bottoms of the feet all the way up through the backs of the legs. With each exhale, melt forward. Look straight down. And then when you're ready, straight arms, look ahead. Hands to the hips, bend the knees, and curl all the way up to standing. From here, open up the feet. Bring the arms out in front of you and bend the knees deeply. Use your core to stay very upright. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Arms out to the side, fingers engaged. As you inhale, lift up and release the pose. For this next one, you may need a strap if you have limited flexibility in the hamstrings. I'll show you how to use it. Bring your feet together, put all of the weight on the right leg and lift the left knee. Use your core, try not to lean back. And when you're ready, bring the left hand to the left knee. Activate the left foot, toes are spread. And you can stay here if this is enough for you. Or you can grab a hold of the big toe with the first two fingers and straighten the leg. If you're unable to straighten the leg, but holding the knee doesn't feel like it's doing very much, you can wrap a strap around the middle of the foot as shown, grab hold as close as you can, and then try to straighten from there. Wherever you are, get as long as you can, as tall as you can. Try not to lean back. And when you're ready, open up either the knee or the foot out to the left. Take your gaze over to the right. Broad collarbones, strong core. Inhale, come back to the center. Left hand comes to the hip. Keep the foot up. Use your core. Lift a little higher. And exhale, slowly release. Shake it out, let it go, and we'll move over to the other side. If you're having trouble balancing, you might want to try stepping off the yoga mat and coming onto a very flat surface. So if you're on carpeting, maybe move into the kitchen. Lift the knee, activate the foot. Grab hold of the toe if you'd like, or use a strap, or just stay holding the knee. When you're ready, begin to open up the leg to the right. For a bit more of a challenge, take your gaze to the left. Collarbones are broad, shoulder blades drawing toward each other, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale back to center and bring the right hand to the hip. Keep the foot lifted, use your core. Spread the toes, toes pointed straight towards the sky. And when you're ready, release and shake it out. From here, we'll come into Natarajasana, dancer's pose. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, the left arm out to the side, thumb pointed behind you. As you inhale, lift the left leg. Grab the foot from the inside arch, double check and make sure that's where you are. Spread the toes, and then bring the body down, leg up. Reach the right arm forward, left shoulder away from your ear, Body down, leg up, be strong, get long. And as you inhale, release the pose slowly and with control. Shake it out and come over to the other side. Arms lift up. Right hand comes out to the side. Grab hold of the foot from the inside arch. Inside arch. Turn and make sure you're grabbing from the inside arch. Spread the toes, reach the left arm forward. Body down, leg up. Body down, leg up. Get as long as you can. Activate the standing leg. And when you're ready, release the pose slowly and gracefully. Shake it out. On the next inhale, push into all four corners of the right foot and lift the left foot, bringing it either here or in the inner thigh, but avoiding the knee joint. Hands can be at the chest or above the head, or if you're really open in the wrists, you can bring the hands behind the back, fingers pointed in towards the spine, and then up towards the head, shoulder blades drawing toward each other. This is really intense for the wrists though, so I wouldn't recommend it unless your wrists are really good. Use your core. Try to get as tall as you can. Shoulders draw away from the ears. And when you're ready, release the pose and shake it out. Moving over to the other side, push evenly into all four corners of the left foot and pick up the right foot, placing it either on the lower leg or the upper thigh, but avoiding the knee joint. Press the hands together either at the heart or above the head or behind the back. With each inhale, get as tall as you can. With each exhale, draw the shoulder blades down towards the side of the back. Breathe full, deep, even breaths. And when you're ready, gently release the pose. Shake it out and come to the top of your yoga mat, feet together, knees together, Tadasana, mountain pose. As you inhale, lift the arms up overhead. As you exhale, melt forward. Fingers in line with the toes, chin to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades drawing toward each other. Exhale, plant the hands into the mat, step or jump back, plank pose. Inhale, heart forward, elbows in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg as high as you can, spread the toes. Exhale, step the right leg to the front of the mat, coming into pigeon pose. Turn to be sure your left foot is straight back behind you and not splayed out to the side. If you're really tight, you may need a yoga block, or you can put a rolled thick towel or blanket underneath the edge of the sitting bone. Puff the chest out slightly, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, or if you feel really stable there and you want to take it a step further, bring the arms up overhead. Or you can take it another step further by lifting the back leg. You may need to use a strap, wrap it around the middle of the foot, and then grab hold as close as you can, bringing the elbow up to the sky. This is really intense for the shoulders, so breathe and be really mindful here. If you're very open, you have a lot of flexibility, you can just grab hold of the foot and lift the right arm. Again, this is just a variation. You don't have to do this, and you should always work within a pain-free range. On the next inhale, walk the arms out in front, If you're very tight, you may need to use a block as shown, or slide the arms out as far as they'll comfortably go. Maybe you can rest the head down on the mat in front of you. This takes the stretch from the left hip flexor into the right hip. As you inhale, release the pose, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl left toes, lift the body, plank pose, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the left leg, spread the left toes, and bring the left leg towards the front of the mat. Turn and be sure the right foot is straight back behind you, not splayed out to the side. Puff the chest out, bring the head slightly back, and get as long as you can from your toes all the way up through your head. If you want to take it a step further, bring the arms up overhead. If you want to go even further, you can bend the back leg, maybe you use the strap. Or if you're very open, you have a lot of flexibility, you can just grab hold of the foot with your hand. Be very gentle and mindful here because this is very intense. On the next inhale, walk the arms forward. Use the yoga block if you need to. Or walk the arms out as far as they'll comfortably go. Maybe you rest your head on the mat. As you inhale, walk the hands underneath the shoulders, curl right toes. Engage the core, lift the body, plank pose, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, come onto the toes, bend the knees, use the core, quietly jump forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees and come to sit on the mat, legs extended in front of you. Activate the feet. If you have limited flexibility in the hamstrings, it may be beneficial to sit on the edge of a yoga block. This just helps to get a little more space and will enable you to come further a little bit more because it tilts the pelvis forward. From here, we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So if you're really tight, you can use a yoga strap. Bring it around the middle of the feet, grab evenly. And as you inhale, find length. And as you exhale, melt forward a little bit. Try to keep the pelvis tilted forward, collarbones broad, shoulder blades drawing toward each other. With each exhale, you come down a little bit more, keeping the little toes pointed back towards your face. Keep the heart open. On the next inhale, straighten the arms, look ahead, long, flat back. Exhale, release. Bring the hands about 6 to 8 inches behind you, fingers pointed in towards the legs. Bring the feet halfway back, hip distance apart, and press evenly into the hands and feet, lifting up the pelvis. Get really long from your knees to your shoulders. Let the head go if that feels okay for your neck. Tabletop posture. Exhale, slowly release the pose. And you can do it one more time, or we'll come into Purvottanasana if you'd like to take it a step further. To do that, bring the hands behind the back 6 to 8 inches. Point the toes, push into the heels, lift the pelvis up, bringing the bottoms of the feet down towards the ground. Shoulders away from the ears. Let the head go if that feels okay for your neck, and get as long as you can from your toes all the way up through your shoulders. When you're ready, release the pose. And bring the left knee bent and the foot on the other side of the right thigh. You can stay here, or to take it a step further, bend the right leg. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, turn from the navel and bring the elbow to the outside of the left knee. As you inhale, get long and tall, and as you exhale, turn a little bit more. If you'd like to bind, you can use a strap as shown, or maybe you're open enough to grab hold of the hands. With each inhale, get long and tall, and with each exhale, turn a little bit more, with the twist initiating at the navel. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, release the pose, and slowly unravel the legs. On the next inhale, bend the right knee, bring the foot to the other side of the left thigh. If you'd like to, you can bend the left leg. As you inhale, lift the left arm as high as you can. Exhale, bring the elbow to the outside of the right knee, initiating the twist at the navel. Look out over your right shoulder, and with each inhale, get long, and with each exhale, twist a little bit more. You can experiment with a bind here, use a strap, or maybe you're open enough to grab hold of the feet. Keep the collarbones broad, shoulder blades drawing toward each other. Full, deep, powerful breaths, and when you are ready, gently, slowly release the pose. From here, extend the legs out in front, arms out in front, and slowly begin to roll down onto your mat. Go slower than you want to go. Really use your core to get there. And from here, bend the knees. Press into the feet to tilt the pelvis back so there's no space between your back and the mat. And lift the knees up into the chest. Grab opposite elbows. Back of neck is long on the mat. And begin to rock side to side, letting go of any tension in the low back. Move with your breath. And then come to stillness. Bring the feet up overhead. Grab the outside edges of the feet and pull the knees in towards the armpits. Happy baby pose. You can rock side to side here, if that feels good for you. Keep the toes activated. And then release the pose. Bring the knees up into the air. Activate the feet and grab the outsides of the knees, slowly opening up the legs. Make sure the low back is pressed into the mat, and with each exhale, feel the knees melt down towards the mat. As you inhale, press the knees together. Feet are together, and bring them down to the mat. As you inhale, open up the knees, drawing the bottoms of the feet to touch. Open up the arms. If this hip opening pose is really intense for you, you can roll a thick blanket or towel or place a yoga block underneath each leg to provide a little bit more support. On the next inhale, draw the knees together. We're going to go into shoulder stand and then fish pose, which is hard to do when you're wearing a ponytail, so take it out if you are. And when you're ready, lift up for shoulder stand. So you're supporting yourself on the low back with your hands, and you're lifting up with your legs, and you can stay there with the legs active, toes active, or you can begin to move if that feels good for you. You can bicycle the legs, you can cross the legs, you can do splits, whatever works for you. You don't want to turn your head when you're in this pose. You want to look straight up towards the belly button, and there shouldn't be any pain. Always in yoga, work within a pain-free range. When you're ready, begin to bend the knees, bringing them in towards the forehead, and bring the hands down to the mat, palms facing down. Then, see what happens if you straighten the legs. Maybe the big toes touch behind you. Activate the thighs. Kneecaps are lifted, toes are spread. As you gently use your core, slowly with control, come out of the pose. Slower than you want to go. From here, bring the legs to 45 degrees. Lift the chest up, coming onto the top of the head. Use your abdominals and your chest to lift yourself up. Hands pressed together, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers. Toes are spread, legs pressing together. Chest is lifted. There shouldn't be much pressure on your head. Breathe full, deep, even breaths, and when you're ready, release the pose. On the next inhale, invite the right knee in towards the chest. Pull it in even more. And then bring the right hand down, and with the left hand, pull the knee up and over the body. Look out over your right shoulder, and with each exhale, feel the shoulder and the knee melt down towards the ground, being pulled by gravity. As you inhale, come back to center. Bring the left knee in towards the chest, pull, and then bring the left hand to the ground and pull with the right hand, the knee up and over the body. Look out over the left shoulder, and with each exhale, feel the knee and the shoulder melt down towards the ground. As you inhale, come back to center and release the pose. Bring the legs mat distance apart. Arms are open, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Shoulders drawing away from the ears. Let your eyes sink deeper into the sockets. Close your mouth, but part your jaw. Let go of the full deep breaths and begin to breathe naturally. Visualize yourself on the mat. Feel the weight of your body on the mat. Allow yourself with each exhale to feel pulled by gravity more deeply into the mat. We'll be here in Shavasana for about 5 minutes. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and roll over to your right side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, come to sit in a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. Just bringing awareness to your face, and without actually moving any muscles in the face, feel the sensation of a smile. Take a deep breath in and let that warmth of the smile radiate from your body. Let that warmth carry you and nourish you throughout the rest of the day.